Hey Jeremiah, what are you doing?
Playing with my fat.
You're jiggling your fat. I can see that. Okay, so what do you want to do for our video for our audience today?
Why don't we talk about fat today?
Fat? Fat gain?
Well, probably not that. I mean, that's pretty easy to do. We could talk about something a little more difficult like fat loss.
Fat loss?
Yeah.
12 tips, rapid fire?
I think we could give 12 tips, yeah.
Okay, you want to go first?
I'll go first. All right, I got a really important fat loss tip for you, and it's tracking your food. But hold on, this is a lot to bite off of, no pun intended. I don't think you need to do it all the time, and I don't want you to be too meticulous. I don't think it's realistic to maintain that, at least not for everybody. So here's a very realistic way I think you could benefit from. Track it for one single day, maybe up to 3 days, and be particular with it. On top of that, I want you to take pictures of your meals with your fist in that picture. Your fist can be a good guide of how much calories or how much food to eat to equal a certain amount of calories. You got your fist everywhere you go. That way, next time, I know that my plate equaled 3.5 fists of food, and that equaled about 600 some calories. Now I know that next time I make a food, I want to measure out with my fist. I don't have to measure it meticulously with a scale. I just look at my fist, compare my food, and I always have a measuring tool to make sure that I'm maintaining a certain amount of calories. Over time, you might not even need to measure with your fist anymore. You just might know that my plate, if it has this amount of food on it, I know how many calories that equates to.
Another great habit or behavior when you're trying to lose weight or lose fat is to add strength training. Now, if you aren't strength training and you start to create a calorie deficit or you start to lose weight, it's an almost guarantee that you're going to lose muscle tissue and fat tissue at the same time. And as you lose muscle tissue, we know that's highly metabolic tissue. You are going to start to downregulate your metabolism, and it's going to make your fat loss journey much tougher. So just from the pure standpoint of preserving and protecting the tissue you have to strength train while you are losing weight. Number two, if you strength train, you may actually gain some muscle while you're losing weight. I call that the holy grail. If you can lose fat while you're gaining muscle and you're one of my clients, you get a big high five. And as you're building that muscle tissue, it's going to have the opposite effect of losing the tissue. You're going to elevate your metabolism, and it's going to burn even more calories for you, making your fat loss journey easier.
Here's a fat loss tip I want you to try. It is time-restricted eating, or at least maybe a different schedule of times that you're eating. Most people eat from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed, and that equals like 16 hours of eating. That is a whole lot of eating. My suggestion might be to bring it down to 12 hours, maybe 10 hours. If you really want to push it down to 8 hours, that is an 8-hour window of how much food you're eating. In those 8 hours, you would still want to try to get all of your normal calories in. To top it off, the most important thing you can avoid is eating right before you go to bed. The general rule of thumb is if you're going to bed at 10 p.m., stop eating at 7 p.m. No more midnight snacks.
The behavior of reducing or eliminating refined sugar out of your diet is one of the most powerful habits or behaviors you can do for your overall health and also for weight loss or fat loss. Refined sugar, it's very easy to see on a label of any type of food product you're eating. It's anything in the added sugars category. So we don't care about the sugar in fruit. We don't care about sugars in any of the naturally occurring foods in the world. We only care about those bad sugars that are added to the food that we're eating. Added sugar is disgusting, and it basically has caused most of the health problems that we have here throughout the entire world. So do yourself a favor for your health, your longevity, and your weight loss. Remove added sugar from your diet. Try that for a period of time, and you're not going to believe how much weight and how much fat you're going to lose.
I'm going to give you the easiest no-cost fat loss habit possible. It's drinking 12 ounces of water before every single meal. Many research studies have shown that there's a powerful metabolic boosting effect to drinking water before every single meal. You'll thank me later.
One great fat loss or weight loss tip or habit to incorporate is to deflour your diet. By that I mean anything that's been milled into a flour and then is incorporated into a food you're not eating, okay? And the reason that this habit works so well for losing weight and losing fat is that it removes a whole category of foods that are usually very problematic for people when they're trying to lose weight. So anything in the pretzel family is gone. Anything in the bagel family is gone. Anything in the muffin family is gone. Pretty much most of the processed desserts are gone. You know, any of the ones that have flour in them, which many of them do, cake, right? You know, so it removes a whole category of products from your diet, reduces the amount of processed food you're going to eat, and typically also will reduce your calories without you even trying. But give this a try for a couple months and see what happens to your waistline. I think you're going to be pleased.
So cardio is the cherry on top to a really good fat loss plan, but you need to be thoughtful with how you do your cardio. Here's what I mean. Steady state may not be the best option for everyone in losing fat because it might start eating away at that muscle, because it does start to accelerate the muscle breakdown process, which is not what you want when you want to have long-term fat loss results. My suggestion for an alternative to steady state is HIIT. What that might look like is a few rounds of all out as fast as you can on a bike or a treadmill or battle ropes, you go quickly for a short period of time and then cool down before repeating that again. One of my favorite things to do is hop on a treadmill, the self-powered ones, run as fast as I can for 20 seconds, rest for 2 minutes, and repeat that 3 to 4 times. Give it a go. I think you'll be happy with your results.
Here's one of my favorite tips for fat loss or weight loss. Upscale your consumption of whole food plants. Now, what is a whole food plant? That would be anything from the leafy green family, the vegetable family, the fruit family, nuts, whole grains, seeds, and or beans. And those foods, we want to get them in the most unprocessed fashion that you possibly can. So kind of towards their natural state. So like eating an apple. And when you do that, you add in all these healthy, good things into your diet, you basically crowd out a lot of the bad things that many of us have a tendency to eat. The other reason why whole food, plant-based diets work is because they are very high in water content and they're very high in fiber content. So the foods are usually not very calorie dense that you're going to be eating, and they also satiate you. So many times you can eat as much as you want and still lose weight. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? All right, give that one a try.
Here's a good fat loss tip I want you to try. It's preloading every single meal with the low calories first. These examples might be leafy green salads or low calorie foods like berries and apples. What this is going to do is it's going to preload your stomach and fill you up a little bit beforehand, which is going to limit the likelihood of you over-consuming too much food at the end. This one is more powerful than you think. Give it a try.
Here's another great fat loss, weight loss tip for you. Reestablish your relationship with alcohol. So I'm not saying stopping drinking entirely, but if you are someone that drinks every night, or maybe someone that drinks a little bit more, first and foremost, those drinks have tons of calories in them, okay? So they are empty calories, they do nothing for you, they actually are destructive for your body. As much as we'd like alcohol to be good for us, it's not. Secondly, when you have alcohol, it lowers your inhibitions and it definitely changes what you're gonna eat after you have it. I have never had anyone have 3 or 4 beers and then say, I really want to eat a salad now. You know that's when the fries come out. You know that's when the burgers come out. Or I have never seen anyone have a couple glasses of wine at night and go, you know what, I'd really like an apple right now. Nope, you know that's when you wander meaninglessly into the pantry and start selecting things you shouldn't be eating and being all naughty. So this is a great habit. Let's have you reestablish that relationship with alcohol.
Here's another fat loss tip. The hype around protein is real, and it's correct. Protein is extremely vital, especially when you're trying to lose weight. One of the biggest mistakes people make is lowering all their calories down and lowering their protein intake down too far. What this does is it leads us to losing some of the most important metabolic tissue in your body, your muscle. Your goal when losing weight is typically to lose fat, not the muscle. If you want to have long-term success, you need to have as much muscle as possible, meaning you need to retain as much muscle as possible while in a calorie deficit. Protein is extremely vital, especially in a calorie deficit. Long story short, eat more protein.
Here's another great fat loss or weight loss tip. Front load your calories in your day. And by what I mean by that is that you would eat your largest meal for breakfast, so eat like a king for breakfast, eat your next largest meal for lunch, so eat like a prince for lunch, and then for dinner, eat like a pauper. We've all heard that, but there is substantial research to support that eating that way has great metabolic benefits for us. So it's going to help support you being at a healthy weight or losing weight. So give that a try. Oh man, that is a lot of fat loss tips.
We might have lost some fat just explaining everything right there.
I definitely lost some fat. So one thing that I want to just be clear about is that when you look at these 12 different tips or habits that you can kind of install into your life, don't try to do them all at the same time. I think it's really important to take like 1 or 2 of them and get those implemented. And then once you get those down and you got them going good, then you can layer on some of the other habits and just make the whole thing more effective.
Literally and figuratively, one of the worst things you can do is bite off more than you can chew. So I want to chime in on that. The hardest thing about fat loss is keeping the fat off after you've lost it. It's difficult to lose it up front, but it's even harder to keep it off. And one of the main reasons is people like to pick the really big decisions first and then they can't maintain them. I want you to pick habits that you know you can maintain for the foreseeable future. Plan on doing them forever. Plan on this being who you are now. This is what you do now. Because your body's going to adapt to all of those changes. If you stop doing those changes, your body will change back, and we don't want that. Keep moving forward by picking new things and becoming that new person.
The other cool thing about the habits that we're recommending to do is that they're all healthy. So none of these things are extreme, weird approaches or things that maybe might be dangerous over time or unsustainable. Really, all of these 12 different habits that are in this video, they really support good health in general. So they're gonna help you become more disease resilient as you age. They're gonna help you get better workouts, get better sleep, all those things. So it really kind of keeps that health spiral going, that snowball of good health rolling down the hill. So keep the habits going for as long as you can, like Jeremiah said, and that's going to help you become a stronger, better person over time.
What sounds better? losing 20 pounds in a month and then it coming back 3 months later, or losing maybe 60 pounds over a course of a few years and it never comes back. I think you might be happy with those long-term results.
Let's keep the fat off.
Let's keep the fat off.
All right, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Please turn the notifications on. Please like this video.
Comment below. We want to hear from you. We want to know who's watching our videos.
And also share it with a friend.
Thank you.